Hey guys, so I want to give an update and kind of explain a weird situation that I'm in that most people probably wouldn't complain about. I have too many cars. I have way too many cars, and it was an accident. As weird as that sounds, it was an accident, and now I'm in a position where I don't completely know what to do. Let me explain. So I'm gonna give you a brief update on my vehicles that I have right now and some new information I had found out the other day. Let's start with my 2006 325i, the one that kind of was the first car that was shown on my channel. Stripped out like a race car, as you guys know. But I've been hinting for a while, and then I kind of said in my last video that I've been dealing with a timing issue on the intake side. Just the other day, a couple days ago, I finally found the issue, and some of you guys guessed it right. And I can't say it didn't cross my mind, but my understanding of this issue was not what it is now. Let me show you something real quick. See that? Slack. If you look closely, those are the cam gears bolts with the heads completely sheared off. All four of them are like that on the intake side. The exhaust ones are still intact. Some of you know, some of you might not, but this is a recall that not everyone seems to know about, but it seems to be becoming more prevalent lately, or I keep hearing about it more and more often. But this is something that affects, I believe, 2010, 2011, all across the board of N5X, so N52, N51, 3, 4, 5, etc. It happened to occur to me as well. So as you guys might know, this motor I swapped in. I never knew what model year the engine came from. But yeah, this problem occurred a while ago where I'd have this kind of rattling sound. And I was getting codes for delayed intake timing. I tried all the obvious things such as cam position sensor, Vanos solenoids, obviously. I tried cleaning the Vanos check valves, the little screens right by the exhaust manifold on that side. And then I tried less obvious things such as I did oil flushes, made sure there wasn't vacuum leaks, etc. But I was still getting the same sort of thing where it kind of sounded like a diesel. At first it felt like it was down on power, and then I was doing oil flushes and it started to get better. But I mentioned that last video. But I was just about to give up again. Then I had the idea to open up the valve cover and take a peek around. Yeah, anyways, the reason I ruled this issue out, I did know about this issue, but I ruled it out because my perception on what happens was kind of faulty. I always expected that if the bolts were gone, the gear would free spin, and then the camshaft wouldn't spin at all, so it wouldn't be able to start, etc. Anyways, it seems like at this point I'm pretty notorious for throwing in the towel too soon, expecting the absolute worst and throwing in the towel. Because once this problem occurred, like to its max, I guess to its full slack, because the codes changed a little bit and the noise got a little worse as time went on until it kind of plateaued. But I remember I checked the oil filter in December once I was starting to get real bad sounds, and I remember seeing a lot of metal flakes in the filter. And even when doing the flushes, I remember seeing flakes, but now that I think about it, it was most likely just debris from these bolt heads backing out and getting rattled around, shooken up a bit, I would expect, because they were non-magnetic. Anyways, was the bulk of the problem. So right now, I've got the new updated bolts, and that's what I'm gonna be doing here soon. But this, I threw the towel as early as December. That's when I assumed, well, this car was done. Screw the fact that I put the motor in. I was ready to kind of cut my loss, but I had the idea is maybe I can destroy the car for content and then part out what I can, because this car doesn't owe me anything. That's what I was willing to do. But now that the problem is very easily could be fixed, it kind of leaves me not knowing what to do. And the main reason is because in March or so, this thing was off the road for like 5 months. I need an N52 on my channel, so I bought this E92 2011 M Sport package Le Mans Blue 6-speed manual X-Drive E92 328. It has the ZF transmission for all-wheel drive, and let me tell you, it feels a lot better than the Getrag that comes in the true rear-wheel drive. So my plan was to migrate all the performance parts to this car and continue the build with this. This car is in wicked nice condition, so I don't necessarily regret buying it per se. It rides on KW coils, and everything was just meticulously maintained on this car. But aside from it's been in minor front end collisions, which I've seen the pictures of the crashes, and they were just that, just tiny fender benders. Nothing really too concerning. But as you can see, kind of, it's very clean under here. Things have been replaced. I can just tell that it's been kept up on, and that the people who owned it knew what they were doing. But it does have a salvage title, or a rebuild I should say, which never bothered me, because I figured, you know, if I'm keeping it for a while, it doesn't really matter. It even has the same brakes that I have put on the other car, and it feels great. It's a nice car. I prefer E92, the look of them, over E90s personally these days anyways. Also check out the the vanity plate. But now like I said, now that this isn't exactly gone for good, now I have two. So now it's like, what the hell do I do? It's a weird problem. That's kind of my predicament with that, and I'm not entirely sure what to do. But some possibilities, like at this point, it wouldn't make sense to sell that car, even though I just got it, because it's nice. You know, it doesn't have anything on it yet aside from a tune, but it's very nice. It's very clean. I kind of like having a car that is such a piece of shit that you don't care what happens to it regardless. The 335, the E90 335. It's a 2011 N55. You guys probably already know, but same thing. It's not a perfect vehicle by any means. I am always on the brink of selling this car. In my mind, I change my mind on it constantly, and there's a few reasons. It's because, well, fuck 335i, but in all seriousness, I do enjoy driving it. But same thing, it's a car it's already been beat from its previous owner, as you can see, and it's already been driven in winter, so it's nice to not really worry about it too much. It's a good daily. It's full bolt on. I've got callus downpipes, or downpipe rather. It's tuned on XHP and MHD. So yeah, the transmission and engine are both as good as you can get with just simple bolt-ons. It's got an intake, full metal charge pipes all around, upgraded intercooler, and I believe that's it. As far as maintenance, I did solenoids on the transmission, so the transmission is basically brand new. Again, in terms of feel. And then in the engine, it's got all the bad things taken care of, like the water pump is taken care of. Even rod bearings are done on this car from me. It's kind of tough to sell it because I know I wouldn't get a return, especially on the rod bearing side of it. But, you know, maybe I could take a loss, or a small loss, to get rid of it anyways. It's tough to gauge what someone would care about it, or how much they'd care to pay for it. I don't have as much of an attachment to it. It is fun, you know, every one of these is fun. At some point the 335 probably will go, and I don't think that really offends anyone on my channel. The reason why I wouldn't care too much to sell it is because the M3 is more exciting. The power numbers are similar. This is faster from a dig because it's X-Drive and it's auto and it's tuned, but the M3 just feels better, and it's more exciting. It's far more beautiful, and it's the car that I wanted. Yeah, the M3 kind of speaks for itself. But to give you a brief update on it, because I get asked about the M3 quite a bit, I love it. I've kept it stock. Besides, I've made it more stock than it was when I bought it. When I bought it, the grills were plasti dipped. The fin, the side markers were all plasti dipped. I never liked these rims. I think chrome looks way better, or silver rather, looks way better on BMW, especially a Silverstone M3. This just completes the look. I just put these on with fresh powder coating. They're avant-garde aftermarkets. And then I bought Extreme Contact Sport 2s. Very expensive purchase with that here lately. But yeah, M3, you know, it's not gonna go anywhere. Having 4 of them is crazy. It's more than any sane person needs. Sure, it's kind of fun, but it's like, it's excessive for anybody. And it wouldn't matter because none of them owe me anything. Insurance was no factor. Paying car insurance is the biggest cost on all these cars aside from gas. They're all pretty well maintained and not really costing me a lot in that regard. It's more so driving them and what it takes to drive them. Car insurance, which yeah, this has been my predicament. I kind of want to just tell you guys straight up what's been on my mind with them all, and maybe hear your suggestions on what I should do, particularly with these 2 N52s. Like I said, I'll probably sell the 335i. Maybe this car can be a more daring build, and that one could be a daily. But the thing is, that one is nice. You know, I wouldn't want to drive it in the winter. Maybe. I haven't really looked underneath too much, but it's clean, you know, aside from the paint in the front that it needs. But this is obviously a more daring car. The one advantage that this car has is that it's the interior stripped, obviously, and I'm not going to strip the interior on that car. It's very nice. So I appreciate the support from all you guys. But yeah, that's just my update on all my vehicles that I have currently. But yeah, thanks for watching. But now listen how quiet it is. You can hear the bell and you can hear the fan or whatever, but no diesel ticking, no crazy vibration sounds. Smooth idle. Really quiet. Oh, I forgot my shifter. Oh yeah.